It claims that India was not being invited to the summit. This is the G7 summit over bilateral ties between India and Canada that had soured out, now prompting the Congress party to really launch an attack on the Modi government. Now it is the Canadian Prime Minister who's invited Prime Minister Modi over a phone call to represent India at the upcoming G7 summit that's going to be taking place in Canada. The visit to Canada is going to be the first for Prime Minister Modi since 2015. Mr. Carney said that India, being the fifth largest economy and the most populous country in the world, must be at the seat, and that having India is essential at that very summit. Listen in.
There are certain countries that should be at the table for those discussions, and in my capacity as G7 chair, in consultation with others, India, the fifth largest economy in the world, effectively the most populous country in the world, central to a number of those supply chains, at the heart of a number of those supply chains, so it makes sense. And in addition, bilaterally, we have now agreed, importantly, to continued law enforcement dialogue. So there's been some progress on that. It recognizes issues of accountability. I extended the invitation to Prime Minister Modi in that context, and he has accepted.
अब तो सामने आ चुका है कि कनाडा के प्रधानमंत्री ने न केवल भारत को इनविटेशन दिया है, न केवल प्रधानमंत्री मोदी से बात की है, बल्कि उन्होंने बताया कि इंडिया का होना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, क्योंकि इंडिया वन ऑफ द मेजर इकोनॉमीज भी है, इंडिया वन ऑफ द मेजर डेमोक्रेसीज भी है, इंडिया वन ऑफ द मेजर सप्लाई चेन के मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट देश भी है। मतलब कि उन्होंने तो एक प्रकार से भारत को प्राइम पोजीशन में रख के इन्वाइट किया है, और तब से तो कांग्रेस पार्टी को काटो तो खून नहीं है। मतलब मोदी विरोध करते करते ये लोग देश के विरोध में उतर आते हैं। ये तो दुखी हैं, ये रो रहे हैं कि भारत को G7 का इनवाइट क्यों मिला।
भारत की विदेश नीति पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू, इंदिरा गांधी, शास्त्री जी, राजीव जी, नरसिंह राव जी और अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने शख्सियत इतनी मजबूत कर दी है हिंदुस्तान की कि उसे इग्नोर नहीं किया जा सकता। अब मोदी जी जा रहे हैं। 11 बार ट्रम्प साहब बोल चुके हैं कि मैंने सीज फायर कराया, दोनों को ट्रेड की लालच देके। तो ये वक्त होगा, आप भी होंगे, ट्रम्प साहब भी होंगे, और ट्रम्प तो आपके अजीज हैं। आप तो नारा लगा के आए थे ना, अगली सरकार ट्रम्प सरकार। तो फिर आप सीधे उनसे कहिए कि ये गलत बयानी क्यों कर रहे हैं।
And to know more on this, we have my colleague Disha Bakshi joining us. Disha, this is really that no G7 invite gloaters that have now completely been silenced.
Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney's invitation to Prime Minister Modi to the G7 summit this year, which is going to take place just weeks from now, is crucial because he's said that India's presence at the G7 table is crucial, it's essential, and it makes sense for India to be, India being one of the largest economies in the world, to be at the table to discuss critical issues when it comes to the international world order. Now, it comes at a time when we're also going to see other world leaders, especially US President Donald Trump, who's also going to be at the G7 summit, and it really gives Prime Minister Modi an opportunity, many are saying in India, to question President Trump's claims regarding mediating the India-Pakistan escalation. And now it really gives Prime Minister Modi the chance to seek a clarification from the US leader regarding these claims that he's repeated not just in the US but also in calls with other world leaders, including with Chinese President Xi Jinping, with Russian President Putin. So this is going to be a crucial meeting, and it really, the fact that there were various reports suggesting that India would not be invited, and India's, in a sense, G7 track record would be broken. India has been repeatedly at the table, at the G7 table for the past few years as an invitee country, and the fact that many were questioning the fact that whether Canada would in fact invite India to the G7 Leaders Summit this year due to the tensions between the two countries over the past couple of years and the strained ties. But now Mark Carney has really shut those naysayers down and has invited India, much to the critics' surprise. So, but he is also facing certain backlash in Canada by certain separatist groups who are questioning his decision to invite Prime Minister Modi to the summit. But this is a crucial meeting that is going to take place in the next couple of weeks, and it's yet to be seen what the meeting will be like and what comes out of it.